afternoon, folks. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again for the second of this week's reviews. And yeah, where are we? Well, we're in South America. We're in Argentina. We're in the high mountains of Argentina. And you're looking at Jujuy. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. It's Gobernador Horacio Guzman International Airport in Argentina, Sierra Alpha Sierra Juliet. This is a payware scenery by Vuelosimple, and I must thank them for sending me this copy for review. And we're looking at version 1.0.1 for the PC version of FlightSim 2020. The download is 137 meg, and it installs at 504 meg. So it's not a huge installation. But as you can see, visually it's in a nice location, and I have to tell you the airport is pretty complete. It's available currently from both SIMMARKET and FLIGHTSIM.TO. It's over €2 cheaper at FlightSim.to until the end of March. And the current SIMMARKET price, €8.39, which equates to roughly $9.10 US, or £7.16 UK. Those prices include VAT, and they're available also till the end of March, when the price returns to the original price from SIMMARKET of €11.99. So till the end of the month, the cheapest place to get it would be FlightSim.to, and their price, which is around €6, also includes tax. So that's available to the end of March. Or if you prefer to buy your products at SIMMARKET, the prices I've just given you are also there until the end of March 2024. Both prices include VAT at 20%, but of course that could vary depending on which country you're in. So let's look at the features of this scenery. Okay, so the key features. We have a highly detailed new main terminal with every interior detail, so that would be interesting to see. Highly detailed control tower with interiors. Jujuy Province's hangar. The YPF fuel plant, not sure what that is, but we'll have a look. Updated airport main apron with correct parking positions and markings. Custom runway materials. Accurate night illumination. And the level of detail, or LODs, optimized for FlightSim, basically for friendly performance, friendly frame rate performance. So let's look at the history of this airport. So history. Jujuy Gobernador Horacio Guzman International Airport, or Sierra Alpha Sierra Juliet, is a public use international airport owned and operated by Aerolineas Argentinas 2000. The airport is located in Jujuy Province, Argentina. The airport serves the city of San Salvador de Jujuy. It is the northernmost Argentinian airport served by scheduled flights and is located some 21 miles or 33 kilometers southeast of the city in Ciudad Perico. Inaugurated by Governor Dario Arias on the 19th of April 1967, the airport was originally named Aeropuerto El Sadidal. I'll put that up there because my pronunciation isn't brilliant. But it was then renamed in 1992 after Dr. Horacio Guzman, governor for most of the period between 1958 and 1964, and by whose initiative the facility was built. Aerolineas Argentinas used Jujuy Airport previously for refueling their aircraft on long flights to Bogotá, Los Angeles, Mexico City and Lima. In 1980, the airline was operating scheduled Boeing 707 flights from the airport direct to Miami once a week with a stop in Bogotá. A new terminal was constructed between 2019 and 2020 that expanded the airport's operating capacity, making it capable of operating up to 4 flights simultaneously, 2 flights through the 2 jetways and 2 flights remotely. This allows the airport to handle more than 400 passengers an hour. Each of its 2 jetways are ready to receive international flights as well. Currently, the airport is used by 4 regular airlines: Aerolineas Argentinas, which is the national airline, Andes Líneas Aéreas, a charter airline, Flybondi, and JetSmart Argentina. So there you go, that's a small history for you. As you can see, the airport sits in a beautiful location mountains in the distance. It's a high elevation, over 3,000 feet, but I mean, the area looks pretty good, and it looks to be terraformed as well. So that was the history. Let's have a look at the runways now. So runways at Jujuy. So here we are. It's 7:15 in the evening local time. It's late March 2024. So they're just beginning to sort of go in towards their winter, shorter daylight hours. So Jujuy Airport operates a single runway 3416, measuring 9,659 feet or 2,944 meters, and is constructed from asphalt. The airport lies at a high elevation of 3,019 feet or 920 meters and sits within the GMT UTC -3 hours time zone. Now, Jujuy Province and Argentina generally does not observe daylight saving time. Actually, it never has since 2008. And so currently the airport remains 3 hours behind the UK. And obviously when the UK and Europe go on to daylight saving time, at the end of this month, March, it will be 4 hours behind. So runway 34, and we're looking down the throat of it now, features standard runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system, which you can see, and precision approach path indicators on the left side. So we have everything here. We've got the high intensity lighting, PAPIs on the left, and you have standard runway lighting. Nothing seriously brilliant about this. Probably just enough to go in during the night. Approaches available, well, you have a standard instrument landing system with Y and Z options, RNP approach option, and also VOR Y and Z approach options. So night landings here shouldn't be an issue really, although you will have to watch out if they get low visibility up here. So for the moment everything seems to be okay there. So let's go and look at the other end, runway 16. So here we are at the other end, runway 16, which features of course the standard runway lighting that you can see, and only precision approach path indicators on the left side. That's correct. We've got end identifier lighting here too, which is useful. Approaches available here, well, you have RMP approach option only. So yes, you could make a night landing here. You've got vertical guidance as well as an instrument approach to this runway, although it does lack approach lighting. But again, this is as per the charts, so everything I can see there is correct. Okay, so let's do the jetway test. They've got 2 jetways here at the airport. Let's go test one of them. Okay, jetways. So Jujuy Airport has 2 jetways. This is one of them. Let's give it a go. Okay, nice head movement. Wheels aren't turning below. Okay, that seems to be the only thing basically at the moment. Okay, that looks, from here that looks pretty good, but unfortunately the wheels aren't turning, but then they're fixed. Let's have a closer look. So once again, as you can see, the jetway is close but no cigar. It's not actually touching the aircraft, or nor has it gone through it. Let's check from the other side, and once again it's just not quite there. Almost, but not quite. But interesting enough, here you can see from the situation here, these wheels can't turn, so this is kind of limited really in the way that it connects to an aircraft. Let's have a look inside. So there you can see that, I mean, that looks a reasonably good fit. You do have the gap at the bottom, which in the real world really wouldn't be allowed. The top is you see this kind of thing at real airports all the time. It's not really a problem. But thankfully this jetway is designed such that we can actually go back and get a full view here of the door area. So let's try opening the door and see if it interferes with the jetway. Well, yeah, as you can see, it's gone through the side of the jetway hood, but apart from that, that's not really bad. To be honest, it's not too bad at all. I did position the aircraft direct from the flight sim menu, so maybe just repositioning the aircraft might avoid this if it matters to you. Let's look out from inside the aircraft. So there's a really nice view looking right the way through up towards the jetway. The end door is actually open, so you can see all the way up, and that's pretty impressive. There's a view up the jetway for those of you that are interested. So here you can see the wheels don't turn, they slide. That's the only thing that's awkward about this jetway. Apart from that, visually it looks great. The glass looks really good. And there you go, back in its normal position. So there you go, that was JETWAYs. Now let's get down properly at this airport and have a good look over, see what we can find. So here we are. I'm going to start the main tour by showing you the VOR station. Here it is. It's literally due north of the runway 34 threshold, which you can see there. And it sits in this little area here with these little sort of roadblocks that move out to it. But interesting design. Doesn't look like a VOR station that I've ever seen, but probably it will be perfectly okay. I'm going to maybe have a look at some pictures and see if I can find a VOR station image that matches this type of detail. In the meantime, let's do a short airside ramp tour so you get a feel for this airport. And the detail is quite nice. It has been nicely modelled. It's a bit small, it's a bit remote, but visually it's really quite nice. Terminal there. There's the hangar, which I believe is in the description, and then you've got the fire station down there. There's the airside fence. You've got various buildings slightly off airport here as well. So as we pass back landside, we'll have a look now. There you can see the airside fence directly below. There's the back of that hangar, which looks pretty impressive. Animated flags. And here you've got the car park and various people there as well. So this is nice. It's got atmosphere. The people really sort of make it. So here you've got what appears to be the fuel farm as well. Again, nice modelling, weathering on the buildings. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's start with some close-up shots on the main ramp here. Here you can see my aircraft parked, and here's the view you'll get from this position. There you can see inside the terminal. There's development there. Down the bottom here you can see the baggage conveyor. Baggage comes off the aircraft and they deposit it on here, and you've got airport staff doing that as well. So here, looking at the position, as I said, I've spawned directly from the menu onto the stand. You can see the nose wheel is actually slightly out of position. Nose wheel's about here. And here's the 737 mark, or the 738 mark, which is what we should be on here. So it's a bit out of position. So it'd be interesting to see how that connects if I reposition the aircraft. But I'll leave you to experiment with that. So here's another baggage conveyor. Not too sure how this works because it seems to be off the terminal. But again, you can't argue with the modelling here. You've got the airside road, which looks really good. And the tugs, they're all marked with the airport name, so they're all local to this airport. Again, good evidence of weathering on the building. This is lit here as well. While we're here, let's look at the control tower. So here's the tower from the outside, and according to the features list it's fully modelled, so we'll have a look in a minute, but you can see it sits really nice in a nice location. The modelling and the weathering is really good. Here's the entry gate, which you can't go in without having an airport pass. Let's have a close-up look at the control tower. So as you can see, the bottom area is modelled, but there's nothing inside it as such. The same is true of the middle area there. But here's the tower top itself, and you can see there is modelling and people. Let's go in and have a look. So there you go, the interior is modelled. You've got a young lady over there, two other controllers, various computers and bits and pieces lying around, which is really quite good. And there's a view looking sort of north, as it were. Out through the glass you can see it's slightly misted, so it gives a right effect, and you've got a good view of the airport from there. And another shot of the airside ramp there looking towards the tower. There's a close-up look from airside looking into the terminal, and you can see through the glass there's people in there as well and modelling. Let's go inside, have a look. So here we are inside, nice modelling, static people, signage, chairs. No, looks pretty good from here. So let's have a slow tour inside the airside area of this terminal here. It looks pretty impressive. Some models are quite nice. Young lady looks pretty good, even up close. And there you've got toilets to the right, seating tables. Here you've got check-in desk with check-in staff and passengers there, which is another really good thing. I like it. All the signage is absolutely clear. And you have various hoardings, advertising, and again, really quite a nice view outside of the glass. It's really nicely modelled, very, very nice indeed. It's great, it's very, very good. So just a close-up look at the sign. Okay, this is blurred a bit, but then I would expect that to some extent. But here, the departures board is absolutely clear. And here you can see you've got the 3 of the 4 operators operating flights here. JetSmart, Fly Bondi and Aerolineas Argentinas have got 2 flights. And the flight numbers, really, really nice. There you got the toilets and the gate signs. That's beautifully done. It really is very clear and crisp. I love the flooring. It looks excellent. So here you've got a gate that's open for a flight, and you've got various static people stood here, all of which looks really good. And actually, if we go through those doors, and here you can go right the way down the jetway. And there you go. I mean, for me that's a first. I think maybe I might have seen it in only one other scenery where it's been developed such that you can do that. So here you've got the YPF fuel farm facility there in the distance. Again, nice modelling, fence line as it should be, international type of fence, which is required by all ICAO equipped airports. And you have the fence line and gates here on the other side. And just another shot of the building. As you can see, the fence line goes along here, and you've got the gates that give access to the facility, and there you can see the landside car park. And there's the main gate with the YPF sign. So leaving the fuel facility, let's go landside. And here's the situation landside. It looks really nice. There's the airport sign. You've got various people standing around, sitting around, all of which gives this place some real atmosphere. The car models are a little bit low resolution, certainly here. They could do with being upgraded perhaps. But landside this looks really quite nice. This is a lovely scene. It really does look impressive. When they've gone to this level of detail, it's great. really nice. Fire station down there and the fire tower, we'll look at that in a minute. So there you go, animated flag to the right. I mean, the foliage is nicely placed, particularly here out in the car park. And here we've got a decent car park. Some of the cars are high res, some of them are a bit sort of low res that could do with being upgraded, as it were. But generally this looks really nice. And just an example of one of the signs out here. So let's head inside the terminal. But as you can see, I mean, the outside looks lovely, it really does. So there's a nice scene. You've got check-in, and for once you've got check-in staff as well as passengers, which really makes it, for me, brings the airport to life. Okay, they're not animated, but you know what, it's good, it really is. The nice lady there at check-in, and some passengers checking in there with baggage, and airline staff at the desks, and some really good clear signage. So we'll just have a quick look down this end. Okay, so here you've got Avis desks, which unfortunately don't have any staff, but you know, you can't have everything. So we tour back towards the main terminal here, and as you can see, I mean, it looks great. I really like it. And look, you've got a moving elevator there with a passenger in it. That's really nice, very nice effect. So as we go upstairs, and here I believe is what you have, the queue for security possibly. Let's go in. Right, that's where passports would be. No passport officer. And here's security. Very nice. All as it should be, just lacking a couple of people. And then here we are into airside. There's my aircraft, and that's what we looked at before. So internally the terminal was pretty much completely done. So my only criticism would be it would be nice to have a couple of security staff. Again, there are people models out there that you can use to have that effect. Be nice to see maybe 2 passengers putting baggage on there and a couple of staff, even if they were just police. And then you have this end where you go through for international flights. Just follow this corridor through, and there, look down to the right, you can see through the glass to the arrival side. And lovely, this is all fully modelled. And here you've got security for internationals. Again, it would be nice to have a couple of people here. And there's where your passport control would be. And the International Departure Lounge. It's great. Internally it's great. Just missing a few key people at a few key places, but this is 99% done, and it's very, very pleasing. They've done a nice job. And all for only about €9. It's great, it's really nice. So a quick look at some of the ramp signage during the day. There you can see the sign in the grass. You've got the ramp itself here, which is nicely weathered. The signs are all clear. It's pretty impressive there. You also have blue airfield edge lights as well. And here you can see more taxiway signage. You get a better view there of the blue airfield edge lights. And here you've got entry signs to the runway, which are exactly as they should be. Okay, so that was the daytime. You've had a pretty good look around the whole airport there. Now let's turn the lights down to dusk and have a look at the lighting. Okay, 7:30 in the evening, local time here. It's late March 2024. And here you can see the lighting's come on. It actually came on about 3 minutes ago. A beautiful view of the moon up there. It looks very nice. Here you can see the blue airfield edge lights, which stick out really well. The ramp lighting looks good too. No real problems. No globes sitting or floating around. It looks good. So there you've got the taxiway leading out to the runway. You've got the edge lights. Can't see any green centerline lights, but you've got, using a nose gear light, you should be fine to get to the runway there. So we'll start with a few shots airside of the ramp here. Here's the fire station with 2 fire tenders. And there you've got this other hangar, all nicely lit. But all in all, a nice hangar there, and the drop lights here, the little lights setting on the side, are really good. They make up a really good look there, I think. And the side of the building, there you can see another set of gates. Now here's a general view looking across airside. You can see into the terminal. Some really nice subtle lighting going on, and it's nice to have these little animations here. I do believe this truck moves, I'm not sure. For some of the signage you can see airside. Here's the name of the company that runs the airport here. The ground signage is really good, all 3D modelled, and this is really nicely done. So here's my aircraft on the stand, and you can see from here, even at this distance, you can see inside the terminal building. And there's a view close up. It looks really nice. There's the control tower. Once again, you can see inside. You've got the mandatory red lights on the top as well. And here we are inside with the 3 controllers. So here you've got the fuel farm, the YPF fuel facility out landside, and this is the only place really where we start to see floating globes. But the facility itself looks really nice. I don't know much really about what you can do about the globes. I would think, I mean, you've got light sources here, and you've got light sources along here. So I guess that you'd probably have to use these globes in order to light these areas in the way that they are lit. So let's have a look at landside. Here at the terminal, and it all looks really nice. Again, you can see inside through the misted glass, which is good. I've got that just about right, I think. And there you can see into that building. Perhaps we'll have a look in a minute. There's the fire station, which isn't lit. But you've got high level lighting there, and the beautiful mountains there in the distance. So here's the hangar landside. Let's see if there's anything inside. And yes, there is. There you can see the internal development. You can see out through the glass there. And there too. Excellent. So a little pass over the car park. They've got some nice lighting here. It's a pity they've got the odd Asobo globe floating around. It's not necessary with this lighting. And over here we've got the main entrance to the airport, complete with barriers, the airport sign, and again nicely lit. And again, Asobo globes floating around where it's not really necessary. That looks great. You see they've got that symbol of Sobo globe floating. Be nice if we could get rid of it. So there's a high level shot of the airport from landside, shown from landside there. You can see the entrance below us and the approach roads and the various facilities on the airport. All in all, the modelling is great, it looks really nice. Okay, so let's take full night mode now and see what it looks like in the darkness. Okay, 10 PM local time. As you can see, the sun is gone. And the airport ramp area is well lit. You shouldn't have any problems maneuvering around the ramp. Landside, you've got lighting there too, of the tungsten variety, slightly yellow. And the fuel farm area is lit as well, as indeed is the entrance over here. So there's a view looking north. As you can see, the taxiway is delineated with the blue airfield edge lights. No green centerline lights that I can see. Just some of the taxiway lighting for you at night. Again, they've been really nicely done here. You've got the taxiway sign and the glow into the grass, which so many scenery developers don't. They leave it out. They just can't do it. But the effect is really good here. And here's the entrance to the runway, and again the taxiway signs nicely lit and the glow on both sides, which should be really helpful, certainly when you're coming into land or taxiing out. You will rely to some extent on your nose gear lighting to light up the taxiway in front of you. So here's my aircraft on the ramp. So here's the view from the cockpit looking out. This is what you'll see when you park up on this stand. And a nice view, to be honest. There's a couple of guys working on the baggage and you can see in through the terminal glass, which is really good. There's a view from the captain's side. And looking out through the first officer's window. So once again, nice lighting inside that you can see. Really no complaints about that. And a very quick view inside. There you can see the lighting is perfectly adequate, should you wish to pop inside during the night time and have a look. And finally, there's a view looking out from inside. There's my aircraft parked on the stand, just as it should be. The view is great, the lighting is fine, and the view through the misty glass is just as you would expect. It's a very nice job. And there you have a high level shot from landside. It just looks really good, really does. So let's bring the dawn up, and again, if I position this right, we should see the glow behind us. We'll see. Okay, 7:35 in the morning, and there you can see the airport bathed in the morning glow of the sun, and you've got the mountains in the distance. It's a beautiful sight. It's a really nice location. So many lovely little airports like this sitting in nice locations ready for you to explore. And there's the view of the sun rising in the distance. We're overlooking the main ramp. Okay, 8:15 in the morning, and time to wrap up this review and give you my thoughts and conclusions. Firstly, do I like the scenery? Yes, I do. It's 99% complete. As I've suggested, there are one or two places inside the terminal where it would be nice to see people added. Security check has no people at all, and the passport control and just various bits and pieces there. I'd like to see a couple of figures added behind the car rental desks as well, I guess, really. But these are little nitpicks. They would just complete the scenery for me. The other little bit of a showstopper are Sobo globes, really, where they don't need to be. It would be nice to just get the lighting, to get some of these Sobo globes removed. I don't know, but you know, this airport is lovely. It's beautifully made. What about the price? Well, at the moment it's a steal. To be honest, it's a really good price. The SIMMARKET's just under €9, €8.39, or just over $9 US, and yeah, it's really nice. And those prices, SIMMARKET prices and the FLIGHTSIM.TO price, which is the cheapest, to be honest. FLIGHTSIM.TO is the cheapest. It's currently €2 cheaper. It's around about €6.50, and again those prices include tax or VAT as well, so it's a very, very competitive price. To be honest, I wouldn't like to see it go up to €11.99 at the end of the month, but I don't know. Well, whatever, at the moment the price is really, really competitive, so you can get it right up till the end of March for what I think is a really is a bit of a steal of a price. If it goes up to €11.99 at SIMMARKET, I mean, it's still good value for money for what you've got here. As I said, this is 99% complete. It's just great. It's a lovely little airport, and it has to, I think really it has to feature on my world tour. We'll see whether I can fit it in. But yeah, I like it. It's another really good airport, really nicely modelled and weathered. Credit to Vuelosimple for doing such a nice job and for sending me a copy. It's really good. The key features are all fully complied with. Everything they say they've got it at the airport. It's great. So there you are, folks. JUJUY Gobernador Horacio Guzman International Airport in Argentina, Sierra Alpha Sierra Juliet. It's the payware scenery by Vuelosimple and the current version 1.0.1 for the PC version of FlightSim 2020. Downloads 137 meg, installs at 504 meg. It's currently available for both SIMMARKET and FLIGHTSIM.TO. Both locations have a sale price until the end of March. It's around about €6.50 at FlightSim.to. That's the cheapest place you'll get it. Currently at SIMMARKET it's available for €8.39, which equates to $9.10 US or £7.16 UK. Again, those prices are valid until the end of March, where it goes up to €11.99. And as I said, those prices do include tax or VAT, which may vary depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. It's a really nicely modelled airport and a good example of what FlightSim 2020 can give us. Nice to see people landside and inside the terminals, and it's very nice and sits in a beautiful location. I mean, look at those mountains there, stunning. So there you are, folks. That's it. Thank you for joining me. That's it for this week. We've had the two reviews. I'm going to be continuing my world tour. Currently we're in the Maldives, and we're going to be moving on east, and eventually hopefully we'll get to this area. But thanks for joining me. If you've looked at this and thought, well, yeah, South America, do I really want to do this? I can thoroughly recommend it. It's a nicely modelled airport, and visually it's great. It's a lovely location, and yeah, they do have commercial flights operating in and out of here. So yeah, no problem at all. It's great. You can totally recommend it. Another nice modelled airport. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for being with me and watching the review. If you like what I do, please consider maybe buying me a coffee. It's not expensive, but I'm a one-man band and I do this just try to give back to the community. I've been in flight simming for over 35 years, and I was a tester for Microsoft UK way back in the day. And yeah, it's just a way of giving something back to the community, and I hope you enjoy the videos. So join me next week, where we'll be looking at 2 more airports and trying to get some more adventure videos up for you to see. So have a good week, have a great weekend coming up, and safe flying everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.